Our review mini for February 13th. Two things we're going to talk about. One very briefly, the other one is very elaborate. First one, Bayley. I'm happy Bayley won. I am happy that she finally got a title on Raw. But let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. It was always expected that the four horsewomen, all of them, would eventually get gold. They slated them to eventually get gold. We know this. So as much as it's a really nice feel-good feeling that Bayley, since the age of 10, has wanted to be a wrestler and be on the best, at the time when she was 10, the best company on the planet, is nice. But let's be honest. The person who is a more stronger feel-good moment is Naomi. Making it short, 7 years in the company. Actually longer than that. She was wrestling around 2009 for FCW. Went to NXT, and then went from NXT to the main roster, and since then had not gotten gold any time. She had maybe about 3 chances to get gold, and every time she was a plot device. At least until this one. When she's not a plot device, she wins. Now I say this, I'm going to say it again. As long as she doesn't job this Tuesday, I'm happy. As long as she doesn't job at WrestleMania, I would be incredibly happy, but you never know. Anyway, now I'm going to talk about the Fiesta of Friendship. I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, that segment was funny as hell. I liked it. I like seeing the statue of Jericho, the painting of Jericho. I don't know what to make of that painting. That was a good artist. But in the end, what did we get? It's kind of hard to say, was this the wisest thing to do? Because there was still a lot of mileage in their relationship as best friends. People were still loving the gimmick. People were still loving them being together as friends, doing whatever it took to lie, cheat, and steal. Does that sound familiar? Like in Eddie Guerrero and a Chavo. That's pretty much what that was. They lie, they cheat, they steal. Eddie, they lie, they cheat, they steal. Guerrero. That's what it felt like. These guys were heavily over. The list was heavily over. Like the lowrider of Eddie Guerrero. People loved his lowrider as much as they loved Chavo and Eddie himself. This is what we got from these two guys. And this segment was really funny. Even seeing the Goldberg knockoff, which I never did watch. Because at the time, like I never lied, between 1991 and 92 to 2002, I didn't watch the product. I was way too busy either in school or working. So I really barely saw the product. So I didn't see this Goldberg knockoff. But let's be honest here. Do you believe this was the wisest thing to do, to break these two up before WrestleMania? Well, honestly, yes and no. Yes, because it makes you think, well, does that mean Goldberg is actually going to win at Fastlane? If he loses at Fastlane, this would easily be a great match of Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Universal title. Which, let's be honest, Chris does deserve to have a title reign. This is probably his last run in the WWE. Maybe another year or two and he's done. He's not going to wrestle anymore. He's going to be finished. So I would like to see Chris actually win that title. There's nothing wrong with that. But then I'm kind of upset about it because there was still a lot of mileage in their gimmick of being best friends with that list, winning and beating everybody. And I know a lot of people didn't like the gimmick completely, but it was still over. Did you hear that crowd? When Chris was telling Kevin, I know this didn't go as the way you expected it to, but I've said this because for the last year, it's been the best run I've ever had with a partner, with a friend. I love you, man. And the people ate that up. They ate it like popcorn, like Cheetos. They ate that shit up. But now they dropped it. Chris whacks his head into a television screen, taken away, and pretty much the dynamic duo of Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens is over. And just before WrestleMania, it makes you wonder, was this the most wisest thing to do? Even though it makes perfect sense to do it, was it still the wisest thing to do? Because everyone really wanted to keep them going. I can't tell what's the right decision. It's going to have to be what's going to happen in WrestleMania. I mean, let's be honest. If this works in WrestleMania, then it was worth it. If it doesn't work and it bombs, they made the most serious mistake they've ever did. Because they were well over on Raw and they need it. Raw just does not have any entertainment or any power or any spectacle. That segment was spectacle. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below, and I hope you enjoyed this Raw Review Mini for February 13th. Please give me a comment below, and I will be getting my reality wrestling done as soon as possible. It's going to be 148. Was it 140? No, 149, 148. I will be getting it done. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.